What's up guys, Adrian Amaral here with 911 Gadgets. Today we're going to teach you how to fix an iPhone 8 Plus screen. We're going to teach you how to replace the screen on the iPhone 8 Plus. This one's pretty bad. The front is totally broken and the back is also broken. If you didn't know, this is more expensive than the actual front. So she's not going to do the back today, she's only going to do the screen. This phone is actually pretty beat up. This one was clearly a bad LCD. If you guys can see, you can't really see the logo, the battery logo. It's only halfway there. So yeah, stay tuned, and you will learn how to replace the screen on an iPhone 8 Plus. Alright, so let's get to it. We are going to start off by removing the bottom screws. And because it's an 8 Plus, remember 6 S's and above, you have to heat it up, because it has like sticky adhesive for the seal. Alright, that was kind of a little too much, but it'll be okay. Alright, so let's get our pry tool. And let's start prying our screen. I'm not too concerned about this screen anymore because, so like right here, I kind of bend it a little too much, but I don't really care for this screen because it's a bad LCD. You still got to be careful because there's like the connectors in here, which is still okay if you rip them. Like I said, they're right here. You don't want to rip them, but it's alright if you do, because you're not going to use this screen anymore. See, this is the connector, and the phone is off, so there's no power going to it. Usually you want to turn off the phone first. Alright, so let's this is a Phillips screw, so let's get our Phillips screwdriver and start moving these screws for the LCD shield. Now these you gotta really put them in order, the way that way you know where they go. You don't ever want to mix them up and stuff. Alright, here it is. If you guys can see, I have them, like, I lined them up just like that, so I don't forget how they go, and then I end up messing up the motherboard or something. Okay, so battery goes off first. It's that connector right there. You could just follow and see where it's at, so I'm just gonna use my nail. There you go, that's for the battery. See how it's connected? And then you do your LCD and home button connectors and whatnot. There you go. Then, I don't know why Apple did this. They should have just stuck to Philips. Because these are Y-tip. I call them Mercedes. They look like a Mercedes logo. Come on, zoom. Focus, whatever. Now I saw there's some adhesive here, so I want to take that off. It's stuck to the screen, so it'll come off when I remove the screen. This one, you remove this center one. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put them in order so I know how to put them back when I'm done. And it's just 2 screws on this. There it is. I'm going to use my tweezers to get this shield out of the way. There you go. It should come off with the screw on there. Oops, it flipped upside down. Let me flip it back. That's alright. Okay. So now we remove the camera cable. There you go. And this adhesive. I'm just going to take it off. Alright, so here's our iPhone 8 screen, the old one. Now, I'm going to go around and make sure there's no adhesive around here, around the frame. Just because when we put the new screen, we don't want it to interfere and mess it up. Well, it's gonna look like it's sticking out. If there's like a big ball, yeah, you want to remove it, but if not, you want to clean it up a little bit so that the screen is not messed up. ¡Arre, Pásale, suegro, ¿qué le hace? ¿Está bien? That's my father-in-law right here, so. Arre, Lulu. Alright, I want to brush it a little bit. I'm gonna go and get a screen for this phone. Alright, so here we have our 8 Plus replacement screen. We're gonna just plug in the LCD real quick and make sure that it does turn on. It's not gonna automatically boot into the software because first off it's dead, but the main reason is it doesn't have a camera plugged in or a home button, so that's gonna make it stall for a long time in the Apple logo. So I'm going to plug it in so it can get charged, and then here we can see, which, there you go. Can you see it? You can barely see that Apple, that battery. Alright, so this is going to charge for a while. Meanwhile, I'll set it to the side, and we're going to start moving the components, the small parts from the old screen, because we're going to need to transfer them over to the new screen. Five-star repairs. Report.
Yeah, because I called you up on my iPhone that this thing shut down because this thing was stolen and said no service.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, man, I'm gonna call you as soon as they reply to me. Yeah, and then I'm gonna see if they can also clean it from that status, you know, from the stolen or whatever. There's a way to clean the IMEIs. So I'm waiting for their reply. As soon as I hear back from them, I'll call you. Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea, man. I don't know if they're cleaning IMEIs right now for T-Mobile. The best thing I can tell you is, so yeah, you're not risking it. Just use an old phone. Like, I don't know if you can go to Metro and get a cheap phone for now. Because I know that even though that they clean IMEIs, it takes a couple of days, sometimes a couple of weeks for it to get cleaned off of the reported lost or stolen. Yeah, so the best thing to do, bro, is if you don't want to risk it, get yourself a backup phone, and then I've already submitted this info over to the people that were there before. So, okay.
All right, thanks, boss.
No problem. All right, bye. Alright, so the side screws are Y-tip, and these you can mix up if you want, just because they're all the same. There's no longer ones or thicker ones. So you've got 3 on this side, and then you've got 3 on the other side. Actually, you have 2 on this side. Oops. Okay, and then we're gonna go on to the home button. You see how this one's stuck on the Apple logo? It's because there's no home button connected to that screen. So, arre. ¿Qué onda? There you go.
This is a dramatic reading of a tragedy. I was stuck on the local highway with a flat tire. My cell phone was dead. The sheriff was angry.
Alright, there's the home button shield. Then the home button, I use my fingernail and I go up like this way from top down. You can probably use one of these plastic spudger tools and try that. There it is. Oops, I just messed up my screws up here. No. Okay, now I get the Phillips and I get the. I don't know why Apple did that. There's got to be a reason, you know. So they didn't stick to just one bit. This right here, usually you want to be careful, but since this LCD doesn't work, I don't really care about it. So I'm just gonna yank it. See that? Bam. And then this, I always remove it. I don't need it. This right here. Just because it's annoying when I'm trying to put the new screen on. Alright, this screen here, it's taking forever, but the color looks good. It doesn't look like there's lines or anything. I just wanted to double check, you know. So it's alright. I'm gonna let it charge a little bit as I keep removing the parts on the old screen. But I think that screen is actually good. So now we got the speaker, the speaker connector, but see those gold dots connect to the speaker, to those gold pins or whatever. And then it's the front camera, and you got the home button. So you need to heat this stuff up. So I'm gonna do the home button first. Now be careful with the home button. If it rips, then you can't replace it. I mean, you can replace it, but it's not gonna work because for now Apple is the only one that can program the home buttons, and that's not cool, man. They need to let us do it too. Okay, so see, I pulled it out carefully. I pulled it apart, and there it is. Yeah, it just slid right out. Usually, it's stuck right there. You pull it, and then you can push it through, and it comes out this way. Okay. Now, if you don't, yeah, it's easy. It's like a puzzle. So just if you don't want to lose the way it goes, take it out carefully and then put it in order. There you go, the order you took it out, just like that. Now we're gonna heat up the top here. Like the 7 Pluses, you gotta really heat these up because this part right here needs to come out all the way from the bottom. Otherwise, there's a little tape that gets stuck to the screen, and that needs to cover a certain connector on this flex cable. I'll show you right now. So I'm gonna heat it up real good, and I'm gonna use my tweezers. Heat you can heat both sides. And again, I'm not worried about the LCD here, so if I put it on too long, it's okay if it burns it, because that LCD doesn't work. And if I apply the heat to it too long, it's okay. Alright, there we go. You always want to be careful with the heat gun, you might burn some stuff, but... Alright, so I'm going to start with the top here. There you go, nice and easy. It came out nice and easy due to the heat. Now I'm going to pick it right here, right underneath. Alright, and yeah, here's that tape. I wish I could get a closer look, man. My microscope's not working. The microscope camera's not working. Alright, so there it is. Man. So I got underneath that tape I was telling you about, thanks to the heat. And I'll show you the tape right now. Let me go ahead and keep removing the rest of the stuff. Now you want to make sure you don't have some tweezers that are too bent. Okay, so I got the whole thing out here. Okay. Some tweezers that are too bent from there, like some are bent inwards, and when you're prying upward, you might pierce the flex cable, and that's not good, because then you got to replace that. And you definitely don't want to do that to the home button, because yeah, remember the home button, you can't replace it. Alright, so here you can see I kind of did too much heat. You see how this thing got all melted? And we're gonna, so this one's not turning on because it doesn't have the components required to boot. So I'm gonna go ahead and just open it. I unplugged it. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna remove the battery. Don't use metal for this, guys. There you go. I'll use plastic. All right, and then I'm gonna remove that. Okay. So we're gonna get ready to transfer some parts. We're looking at the new screen, and it does not have the plastic. It had something on there, so I just took it off. The plastic housing for the proximity sensor. So we're gonna transfer it from here to there. So I'm gonna heat it. It's still kind of hot, so it might still be able to just pry it open. There you go. So there you go. You hold it in the same position, and you put it on the new screen. There you go. It doesn't necessarily stick to the screen completely, but it's there, and it'll help you position the proximity sensor and stuff like that. This one already had the camera housing, and here is the flex. This is what I was talking about. So when you're removing it, right, you pick this way, you pick all the way underneath, because there's this tape right here. You see this square here? Yeah, that right there, that's a tape that's covering a connector. Let me see if I can find. And sometimes it shifts a bit to it shifts a little bit, so you just press on it while it's still kind of hot, and then press it and move it back in place. This one was okay. Let me go see if I have one that's messed up. I don't have one this moment, but you guys get the idea, okay? I'm going to show you guys one more time. It's that square here. Man, these cameras. It's this square right here. Okay? If I lift it a little bit, I don't even want to do that, but that usually gets stuck to here. And that's what you got to pick at it, go underneath like that with enough heat, okay? If you don't do that and you leave that part here and you leave this, if you leave that tape there and you leave this connector uncovered, when you put it back, it gives issues where where you can't hear. The speaker won't work for whatever reason. I'm not sure what those connectors do, but it causes some kind of short, and then the ear speaker doesn't work. Okay, so that's that. I don't remove this here, only because once you put the shield over it and you're ready to put the screen on the frame, I like that you can still move it around, because there's a groove on the 7 Pluses and every phone. There's a groove there. You see right in here. There's a groove right in there where this sits in there, and if you take this tape protector or whatever and it sticks on, you can't move it no more, and then it's going to be hard to sit it in there. Then when you close the screen, you get a bump and a pressure point. Alright, so let's get ready to put the stuff back on. I usually start with this these two holes. They go on here onto these pegs. There you go. Line them up, then press down. There should still be some adhesive there, and then you can press down on that infamous area. There's still adhesive there too. Then you want to position these sensors. You see, these go closed in like this. That, and this one too. You see this white one? It goes closed in. It closes up like that. So you want to line it up with that plastic. There's one. Okay, I got one there. And then the second one. There you go. They're both there. And you want to hold them in place with one of your fingers. There you go. Then you want to use the speaker. Put the speaker on there, and then the speaker will now hold it in place for you. You never lose the pressure there, okay? Then you put the camera. Again, you keep using your fingers to hold the pressure so that those sensors don't move out of place. And I'm gonna put the back shield on because it goes underneath the speaker. There you go. You see? And then these connectors over here go in through the square in the shield. There you go, right here. You see, I'm using my pinky. Nope. There you go. Pull it through and line it up. I usually there you go. I put it over the shield. There you go. There you go. And I never removed the pressure. Look, my finger's all white. So I never removed the pressure from there. And now that the shield is in place, you see how the shield went underneath the speaker here? Right there, you see the shield went underneath the speaker. Now that I have that, I can put the speaker shield, again, without removing the pressure. So it gets tricky, but there you go. You see? Alright. Now, still holding the pressure, I grab one of the screws, and if you guys can see, they're kind of mixed up already, but I know for a fact that this taller one, nope, it's that first one, it's the longer one. The longer one was the one on the top right. There you go. You never want to mix up the screws, so be careful. I kind of messed up right there. Be careful, because in the longer screw, if you put it down in a shorter, hole, it'll go through the screen and mess up your screen. Okay, so we got that there. I can let go of that because now we have some pressure due to the screws. This right here, I'm gonna say it goes on this side. Yeah, that was very bad of me, man. I accidentally moved the screws. See that one? I'm scared that it might have gone through. It'll go through and just either crack your screen or just show a discoloration on there. But when you're removing these screws, set them aside. Like, you can even use these magnets. I have these magnets here. I could have done that, but I messed up. Okay, so just be very careful with that, guys. Now here, let me see. I'm gonna stick it in this hole and see, make sure it's not too long. It might be too long. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna do it too hard, okay? I did it tight enough, but I'm not gonna overdo it. All right. So next, you put the home button. So usually new screens have a protective film. So you poke through it. There you go. And then with your pinky, you kind of hold it, and then you stick the home button from the bottom. And then you put it there, align it, there you go. You can put the film back. You can see I kind of just put the film back there. Right, and you want to align it. There's also a little peg here, but you want to get the home button connector on top. You see this? Bring it to the top. There you go. Alright, and then you can line up the home button to this peg. There you go. And then try to connect the home button to the connector. There you go. Sometimes they don't really line up too well, so then you use like a plastic spudger to move the home button or the connector to, up or down until it lines up. So that one's lined up already, and I clicked it on. You look at it to the side, make sure it looks even. This one looks good. I'm gonna put the home button shield on. These are Y tip. There you go. Okay, and this one was Phillips. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking of how I can make these videos a little bit better. So I might just mount a camera here on me and see if, and then I can get a better view of what I'm doing. I think that's what I'm gonna do from now on, to get you guys a better, some better videos. Okay, so now we'll use our wide tip tool again. We're gonna start putting the side screws on the shield. And look at our connector is sticking out of there. And you see how you can move it around? I like that. Some people might talk crap, but you know what? I've been doing this for years, and it's perfect. A lot of the main thing for your repairs is to get high quality screens. You know, don't go for the cheap parts, man, because then your customers won't be happy. They're gonna come back, or they won't come back just saying, "Oh, this is too cheap. I'm never going there again." And you never know what happened to them. There you go. So all of our shields are back on. Our connector looks good there. So now let's get to connecting it. I like working sideways like this. I grab the screen like this, and then I grab the connector. You see, I use my index finger here. Is that my index? My pointing finger? And then I go ahead and I plug it in. See how I grab it? I plug it in using this because it's such a weird connector, so this is the best way I found to plug it in. There you go. Here you click, good. Then you turn it around, and then you can connect the LCD connectors and home button connectors. There you go. Clicked in nicely. Now I remember I had to use tweezers for this one. There you go. These are Philips, or no, these are Y-Tech. Come on, Apple. All right. There you go. I'm going for that screw right there. There you go. Before I tighten it too much, it's already tightening, but it's not too tight. It's still kind of loose. I'm gonna go ahead and put the other screw on there. That way it can move around and I can line it up. Line it up, this finger. A good trick to line up the screws too is go counterclockwise. Go to the left like this, and then it'll jump into the hole, and then you can go clockwise to tighten it. Okay, so that's done. Now the LCD connector shield. Let's plug in our battery. Bam. Oh, I didn't even let you guys see that, huh? Just plug it in. Okay, and these are Philips. I usually hold it with one finger. There you go, and then as I'm tightening, I'm lining it up with this left hand. So, there you go. Okay, just tight enough. Don't like overdo it. You never want to do that. That's a rule of thumb for any repairs, whether it's cars or electronics. Okay, there you go. And see how this rectangle here goes inside that groove. Okay. Now remember, this is an iPhone 8 Plus. It's not like the iPhone 7 Pluses or 7s or any other iPhone for that matter, where it goes in from the bottom up that way. This one goes straight down. That's why it has those metal brackets, you see. Goes straight down. There you go. Okay. Cool. Let's plug it in. It already got some juice in it, but I'm still going to charge it a little bit more. Let's plug it in and watch it turn on. Turn this light off. And it should boot now. This screen, I'm going to go ahead and trash it because we can't recycle it. My tools back. I'm going to just need one of those tools, which is the star tool or the hex. iPhone is disabled, so we're going to go to emergency. We're going to try out the touch. Now this customer wants me to go ahead and take it off of the disabled for her. I'm going to make a video on that, so you guys can look for that video in our channel. Alright, so that concludes our iPhone 8 Plus. Actually, no, it doesn't. I'm going to put the bottom screws real quick. I'm putting the bottom screws on it. Alright, so that concludes our iPhone 8 Plus screen replacement. from start to finish. And ta-da! Thank you guys for watching. Please go to our website or actually go subscribe to our channel if this helped you, or if you want to just help us, because we need 1,000 subscribers. So please go subscribe and go to our website if you want to learn how to fix phones. We have a course Monday through Friday, and we'll teach you the ins and outs, all the tips and tricks. It's only a 1-week course. So yeah, see if you can sign up for it and learn how to make some extra cash on the side.